What's happening, everybody? Today is October, man, I don't know what the date is. I think it's like the 10th. No. Look, I don't know what today's date is. Anyway, that's okay because I'm not here to make a calendar. I'm here to talk to you guys and to get rid of all this hair on my face and head. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk about how it's going down today. Today's soap is going to be the world famous, the revered, the controversial, the delicious Rome by Barrister and Mann. Why Rome? Because it rules. Today's brush is going to be, we've got a Simpson's Chubby 3, Ebony, the Dark Lord, as it were. I think is what people have taken to calling this thing. So yeah, that's what we're going with. This is going to be this shave is going out to a friend of mine, Steve, who was married over the weekend. Congratulations, Steve. Hope you and Amy celebrate lots of life together. So yeah, this shave is a lot of stuff that he likes to use, and this brush actually came from him. I traded him one of my Chubby 3s for this one, and we're both happy, even though I think I got the better end of the deal, and sorry about that, dude. Sorry, I got the better end of the deal, and there's just not really a whole lot that you can do about that. Today's razor is going to be Wolfman Razor's WR1 SB on a WRH2 handle. Loaded in the blade, I made a game time switch. It's going to be the Gillette Platinum. So yeah, it's time to get to work. I wish I could remember what today's date is. That's really bothering me. I've never been able, or I've never just straight up whiffed on the date like this before. I usually, and I don't have my phone in here either. Oh well, whatever. It's today, man. That's what it is. This is going to need a bit of water, which is usually the case when talking about Barrister and Mann soaps. They can almost always stand to have a bit of water thrown at them. So let's go ahead and do just that. Oops. This brush is this is a nice brush. This one does not seem to be packed as densely as my other chubby Manchurian brushes, which is a plus because sometimes the density of those brushes just doesn't really help a whole lot. And when you're using a soap that you kind of want to make last for a bit, those are definitely not the brushes you want to use. But A, density, B, backbone, those things will dig into a soap. I don't have any bore brushes, but I understand that a bore brush will rinse your soaps. And I don't see how it couldn't be I don't see how this brush could treat your soaps, in any less demanding fashion than a bore brush, than a good, strong backbony bore brush. Oh yeah, this water is getting nigh on perfect here. Anyway, so yeah, this one doesn't seem to be as dense as my other chubbies with the Manchurian 2-band hair. So that is not the worst thing in the world. Actually, this brush reminds me a lot of my Polo 10 in Manchurian. And that brush is getting very close to desert island brush status because that thing just rules. Oh man, it just rules. It just rules, it rules. It's what it is, it's what it does, it rules. So I think this is right around where it needs to be. Probably one of the better lathers you'll see in a while. So let's go ahead and stop messing with it. Look at that. And it smells like Rome. Your weirdos that don't like this stuff. Weirdos. Anyway, so yes, let's talk. had every intention this weekend of, I was listening to some old music on YouTube earlier this week, which is hilarious because I'm very much a fidelity hound when it comes to music. Yeah, I'm a fidelity hound. Notice I didn't say audiophile because being an audiophile is expensive. You think that being a shave geek is expensive? No, no. Being an audiophile is expensive. So, fidelity geek that I am, I mean, like, it's to a point where I don't even use the streaming services like Spotify and Pandora and all that. I don't do that. Because A, the fidelity, I just don't think the fidelity is there. And B, I'm still old school, and I like to actually own my music. Not to mention, I prefer to use my mobile data on something else, or just anything aside from streaming music, seeing as how I won't even really be happy with the fidelity anyway. Well, never mind, because I have a portable music player that I use. Because again, fidelity. Anyway, so I was listening to a bunch of music on YouTube, which is hilarious because even though I just got finished saying that I don't use the streaming services because of fidelity, but I listen to a lot of music on YouTube. I mean a lot. And I think that's because the selection, you know, a lot of the stuff that I really like, people have the type of music, I should say, the types of music that I like. People have been pretty good about uploading them to YouTube, and I do the same. If there's something, you know, that if something that I like isn't on YouTube, I'll absolutely throw it up. As you can tell by browsing around my channel before all these shaving videos came up, it was predominantly a music channel. So I was listening to a bunch of music. There used to be this crew back in the very late 90s and very early 2000s called Bad Company. They were English drum and bass crew, and they wrote a lot of good music. Later on, when it just started, you know, mainly just becoming the outlet for one member to put out, you know, his music. The music it ended up not being quite as good, but whatever, it's just the way it goes. So I was listening to a lot of old Bad Company music, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go through those bins of records that I have, all 5 of them, dig out all the Bad Company records and record a mix with them this weekend. And I knew that I was going to have to, clean them, because as long as I've had my records, I have never really given them a deep clean, and I absolutely need to. I had my eye on a record cleaning machine a few years ago, and I should have bought it when I was able to. It was about $3,000 or so, but the thing was so incredibly designed, and honestly, I think I could have sold record cleaning services with the thing, or using the thing, I should say. And I could have made my money back on it pretty quickly, but maybe in the future. That's pretty much it here. That was fast. Anyway, so yeah, had every intention of doing that. Didn't happen. Had to work on Saturday, and that just completely killed that vibe. So, didn't happen. I kind of was thinking about it today, but I started thinking about all the stuff that I needed to do, and I decided that I needed to go to a big box store, some sort, Target, Walmart, or whatever. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to be an adult instead of be a DJ. So I decided to combine the necessity of a trip to Walmart with the pleasure of a recreational motor coaching, which I do. And I decided to, I just decided to go to another town about 30 miles away or so to that Walmart there. And I was going to see if I can find an interesting looking road to take there. Well, it didn't quite happen the way that I intended it to. So what I ended up doing instead was refinding a road that that I had mentally bookmarked some time ago. Actually, I got it. I bookmarked the road when I very first got my car because it looks incredible. Some of you may have heard of the tail of the dragon. I think it says it's 318 turns in 11 miles, something like that is the tagline. The road is usually plagued with motorcyclists. So I know that one of these days I'm going to do it, but I don't really have a lot of hopes for the road because A, there are so many damn motorcyclists on it. I guess you can deduce how I feel about motorcyclists. Man, this blade is really something else. You know, I've always wanted to check the road out, but, you know, I know it's not going to be too terribly enjoyable because of the traffic and because of the motorcyclists. So I've always been on the lookout for other roads, you know? And I found one recently-ish, not too long after I moved here. It's Tennessee State Route 32. And the interesting and twisty bits of that road is 11 miles long as well. Now, here's the thing, is that, and I'll post a link below, like a Google Maps link of the road, the interesting part of it. The interesting part of that road is 11 miles long as well, but Tennessee State Route 32 is a more technical road. It's a more technical drive. The tail of the dragon goes between, it connects 2 points, one in North Carolina, the other in Tennessee. I understand the speed limits are a little wonky. In North Carolina, the speed limits are 55. No way that you're getting up to that speed. Whereas in Tennessee, the speed limit is 30. But the thing is, there's so many turns and all that. You know, you look at the map of the road and yeah, hey, it's very twisty. It's not really the straightest road out there. But 32, again, 32 is, the interesting parts of 32 is 11 miles long. And the thing is that 32, again, it's a more technical road. The turns, there are no straights. I understand that on the tail of the dragon there are straightaways. Man, this stuff smells so good. It's the vetiver that really does it for me on this, and the vetiver and the smoke and the soil. This is wonderful stuff. I hate that it's been discontinued. Anyway, so there's straightaways on on the tail of the dragon where you can get up to speed. There is no such a thing on Tennessee State Route 32. And somebody needs to go ahead and coin a name for that road. You know, the tail of the dragon has this, you know, it's a very marketable name or whatever. Now I understand also that the tail of the dragon is more of a scenic route, more of a scenic road I should say, than 32. Yeah, it's more of a scenic route than 32, and you know, that's just one of the things, in addition to the fact that it is so well marketed, a lot of people are there all the time, you know. Again, particularly the motorcyclists. Particularly the people on cruisers. The 32, again, it's a technical road, not really much to see aside from a bunch of trees and a bunch of turns, and that road was incredible. Heather and I were, we had a good time on that road, Heather being the car's name. Thank you, Peggy Hill, for that. So I was on that road, and again, it was super technical. It was very curvy, and there was nobody on that road. Damn. There was nobody on that road at all. I did not see a single person on that road. I went all the way down, and it was scary. I was in second gear pretty much the whole time. That's the first time in ages I've cut myself like that on my upper lip. But, yeah, it was scary. Never got out of second gear because there was no section of the road straight enough, long enough I should say, you know, for you to get to speed. So it makes me wonder how many curves does 32 have in that 11-mile stretch? Because again, the roads are the same length, the Dragon and 32, but again, the Dragon has straightaways where you can get up to speed, you know, fast enough to really hurt yourself or die. So yeah, it makes me wonder how many turns, or how many curves I should say, 32 holds. So I went all the way down, and North Carolina does not deem that road worthy of being paved. So once you get to the end, there's a sign that says pavement ends in 1,500 feet. So I was like, okay, Heather is not the kind of girl to go off-roading. Well, I noticed when I was going, let me go ahead and do this real quick. Heather's not the kind to go off-roading. She doesn't really have much ground clearance. She'll beat up a road, but she won't beat up a trail. So I noticed when I was, you know, making my first pass on 32 that there was a road kind of off to the side. I think it was called Cade's Cove or Code Creek, something like that. I'll link it. I'll link it as well. But you know, it had a sign, you know, that said to Interstate 40, and I was like, okay, well that's cool. You know, I'll remember that on the way back. Interstate 40, you know, is the easy way here. So, you know, I turned around because I didn't want to see what this whole pavement ends biz was all about. And I went down that road, you know, I went back up 32, and I took my right onto Cades Cove Road, or whatever it's called, and it wasn't paved. It wasn't paved, it was very steep, and it was scary. It was really scary. It was about, I think about 1.6 miles, I think it said. And again, none of it was paved. There was a lot of gravel. The road was in terrible shape. There were huge dips in the road. I encountered somebody, and the road is like, it's a single lane road. It's not the place for a BMW. At least not one of the sport activity vehicles. So yeah, as I was approaching the end of that road, and I was really thankful about that, there was a gentleman sitting outside of his house, because people live on that road and that's scary. Now before I even saw that anybody was lounging on the porch, patio, whatever you want to call it, this house had like huge Confederate flag and typical backwoods. Appalachian biz. Made me a little uneasy, I shan't lie. But anyway, so I saw the guy and I was like, yo, this is the last thing I need. But the dude was cool. He was actually really cool. He saw my car and he told me he liked it, and it was the prettiest one he'd seen all week, quote unquote. I thanked him, and I commented to him that I think I chose the wrong road, and he said, he was like, yeah, no big deal. You're approaching the end of it. And sure enough, I was. The last bit was very steep decline. And I made it to Interstate 40 and I made it back here. So, that's it for that. Today's aftershave, naturally, is going to be Rome Kyovu. Because when you shave with Rome, you gotta finish with Rome. Unless you're some weirdo that doesn't like Rome. In which case, you're a weirdo. Weirdos. And this, this is a lot smokier and earthy than the soap IMO. Oh man, this stuff. I love this stuff. I actually got this in a trade. Some guy was like, yo, this is not for me, after he got it. And this was after the initial run. This is actually one of the original bottles. You know, it was originally meant, however limited it was, I think maybe 40 bottles or so. So, the dude didn't like it. I don't remember what I traded for him. But, clearly I got the better end of that deal too. Sorry to you, whoever you were. Don't remember your name. But, this is a lot boozier too. Alright, that is going to be it. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. I hope you will have a good week. I hope you guys have some Rome of your own to use. I'm bathing in this stuff. I absolutely love it. Anyway, hope you guys have a good week. Hope you've had a good weekend. And I'll see you soon. Peace.